been some time since I made my last video. So today I'm here to tell you about transfer day. It went amazing. So before I get into that, I want to let you know I will be doing a video on the shots and the medication that I had to be on and how that went for me, what's still going, and kind of just things that I've learned along the way with that. But to transfer day, it was yesterday, Tuesday the 27th, and it went perfect. It went so good. My appointment was at 1 o'clock, and my mom actually brought me because it's the 1 week my husband has to travel. Of the entire year, that's 1 week he's gone. So he was out of town, is out of town, and so my mom brought me because I had to take a Valium, and so therefore I couldn't drive myself. So she came along, and equally as exciting as the transfer was the first time I got to meet my IPs. So they have been living in another state. They just moved back a few days ago, so they were able to be there. So I got to meet them for the first time face to face. Obviously we've done Skype and text all the time, but first time face to face with both mom and dad, and it was so great. So there was a restaurant in the building where the clinic is, and so we met there at 11:30 for lunch. And it was like amazing. Like, they are so easy to talk to, so easy to hold conversation with. There was no awkward times, and it was awesome. And they are even better than I even thought they already were. So I am so thankful for them and our match because, like I said, I couldn't imagine a better match. Like, for me, personality wise, and I think it's great. And one of the first things I noticed is that they were really tall too. Like, I'm 5'10". My husband's 6'2". So pretty much any couple we come in contact with is much shorter than us. So they are taller than us. So it was kind of crazy. I was like, wow, this could be a big baby, which I've had big babies, so who cares? So that was kind of exciting that they're fellow tall people. But yeah, it just went so great. And then after lunch, we said bye to Dad because he had to go back to work. But we went down to the clinic, and it was so easy. So I knew what to expect because I watched tons of YouTube videos, and obviously they told me what to expect, but it was so it's crazy. So we got called into a different part of the clinic than I had been before. It's just the transfer waiting room. There's a couple other couples in there, and we waited for a few minutes. They called me back. I undressed from the waist down, put a little cloth over me, and then that's when the intended mom came in and my mom came in. And I had noticed when I was undressing on a clipboard, there's a little picture of the embryo. And so when mom walked in, I told her, I said, look, there he is, because they picked a boy. And she's like, are you sure? And I'm like, I think so. And so she started tearing up. It was great. So she was looking at that, and then the doctor came in, got me all set up, and the ultrasound, and they showed me, they're like, okay, there's your bladder. You have to have a very full bladder. And so he's like, that's your bladder, and that's your uterus, and that's your lining, and there's a little line in between. He's like, that's where we're going to put the baby. And so he's like, well, watch the screen, and then it's going to switch to the back. And so it switched to the back, and you could see, like, in a little dish, and they zoomed in, was the embryo. And then we watched the embryologist, I don't know what it's called, just take the embryo out with, suction it up in the tube. And he's like, all right, now we're going to switch over to the ultrasound, and she's going to walk the baby in. And so she did, and it was within, like, I didn't feel anything. It was like a fraction of a second, but we watched on the screen as it, went in, and he's like, there it is. And he pulls the tube out, and he's like, okay, we're done. And we're all just kind of looking at each other like, what are we supposed to do now? He's like, you can go. And I said, are you sure I don't need to, like, sit here for a little bit? And he's like, no. He's like, go ahead and go. He's like, but if you want to, you can sit there a minute. So I looked at baby's mom, and she's like, okay, you can sit there. And I'm like, yeah, I want to sit here for a little bit. I'll make sure you could nestled in, I guess. So we just sat there for a few minutes and just talking, and it was so sweet. Baby's mom, she just lost it. She was crying and she was embarrassed. She's like, oh, I'm so embarrassed. And I'm like, don't be. Like, I'm surprised I didn't with all these hormones. Are you kidding me? Like, I've been crying at the smallest little thing, and I am not a crier. And so I was like, don't be embarrassed. So it's just so sweet seeing, you know, like, obviously, you know, like how excited they are, but it's just so exciting to see that, you know. And then because of the massively full bladder, I was like, I kind of got to go to the bathroom. And so I got up and we got out of the room, and I know it can't fall out, but that was like my greatest fear. I was like, oh, it's going to come out when I'm peeing, which obviously they told me it can't happen. But so anyway, after that, we just kind of left. It was so kind of surreal and crazy. It's like, you kind of feel like, and I knew that's how it went. Like, I'd watched so many. I know some people do bed rest, some people don't. This clinic has done a study on it, and they're like, they found no difference whatsoever for going on bed rest or not. They just said for me to take it easy the next couple days. So yeah, that was it. Like, I don't know. It was so awesome just meeting the intended parents and just being able to be with them for a little bit and seeing just their excitement, and it went so smoothly. And something that they have said like at every single one of my appointments, and that they said again today, and these are different doctors and nurses the whole time, is how amazing her embryos look. So that was really, really encouraging. I mean, obviously they only say 50-50 chance, but it was very encouraging that each separate person we saw talked about how amazing her embryos looked. So fingers crossed. Now we have to wait. Yeah, so we'll see. I'm going to be testing like crazy. But that was it. Yeah, transfer day. It was crazy. It's exciting, but then at the same time, it's like, wow, that's it. We leave now? Like, we're done? But, so yeah, that was our day, and I will see you guys soon because I'm going to be testing, and I will do a video on medications and how I responded and all that kind of stuff. So, bye for now.